Good morning, everybody. Welcome to today's devotion for October 3rd. Today's devotion is titled Saying Yes by Faith. Today's scripture is Numbers chapter 13, verses 27 to 14, verse 9. This was their report to Moses. We entered the land you sent us to explore, and it is indeed a bountiful country, a land flowing with milk and honey. Here is the kind of fruit it produces, but the people living there are powerful, and their towns are large and fortified. We even saw giants there, the descendants of Anak. The Amalekites live in the Negev, and the Hittites, Jebusites, and Amorites live in the hill country. The Canaanites live along the coast of the Mediterranean Sea and along the Jordan Valley. But Caleb tried to quiet the people as they stood before Moses. "Let's go at once to take the land," he said. "We can certainly conquer it." But the other men who had explored the land with him disagreed. "We can't go up against them. They are stronger than we are." So they spread this bad report about the land among the Israelites. "The land we traveled through and explored will devour anyone who goes to live there. All the people we saw were huge. We even saw giants there and the descendants of Anak. Next to them, we felt like grasshoppers, and that's what they thought too." Then the whole community began weeping aloud, and they cried all night. Their voices rose in a great chorus of protest against Moses and Aaron. "If only we had died in Egypt, or even here in the wilderness," they complained. "Why is the Lord taking us to this country only to have us die in battle? Our wives and our little ones will be carried off as plunder. Wouldn't it be better for us to return to Egypt?" Then they plotted among themselves, "Let's choose a new leader and go back to Egypt." Then Moses and Aaron fell face down on the ground before the whole community of Israel. Two of the men who had explored the land, Joshua son of Nun and Caleb son of Jephunneh, tore their clothing. They said to all the people of Israel, "The land we traveled through and explored is a wonderful land, and if the Lord is pleased with us, he will bring us safely into the land and give it to us. It is a rich land flowing with milk and honey. Do not rebel against the Lord, and don't be afraid of the people of the land. They are only helpless prey to us. They have no protection, but the Lord is with us." Excuse me. "Don't be afraid of them." When asked if I'd accept a new responsibility at work, I wanted to say no. I thought of the challenges and felt inadequate to handle them. But as I prayed and sought guidance from the Bible and other believers, I realized God was calling me to say yes. Through the scriptures, I was also reassured of His help. So I accepted the task, but still with some dread. I see myself in the Israelites and the 10 spies who recoiled from occupying Canaan. They too saw the difficulties, wondering how they could defeat the powerful people in the land and subdue their fortified cities. "We seemed like grasshoppers," the spies said, and the Israelites grumbled, "Why is the Lord bringing us to this land only to let us fall by the sword?" Only Caleb and Joshua remembered that God had already promised He'd give Canaan to His people. They drew confidence from His promise, seeing the difficulties ahead in the light of God's presence and help. They'd face the difficulties with His power, protection, and resources, not their own. The task God gave me wasn't easy, but He helped me through it. While we won't always be spared difficulties in his assignments, we can, like Caleb and Joshua, face them knowing the Lord is with us. When have you felt inadequate to do a task you knew God was asking you to do? How do Caleb and Joshua's examples help? Thank you for joining me for today's devotion, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.